Hey guys, I'm a sucker for a good video tutorial, and I saw that some of you are saying you're having a difficult time with organization. And last year, Wendy Rush introduced me to OneNote, and it changed my life. So, for example, I'm just going to kind of give you a quick rundown of how I have it organized. Chances are, if I, knew what I know now, I might have done some things differently. But this is what I came up with from scratch, and I've got a little to-do list right here. And for example, do my expense report. And look, there is the expense report video. Woohoo! I could probably find a better place for that, but that's right now just under to do. And have lots of other things going on, and then like I have schedule stuff. So anytime anybody mails out a calendar or whatever, you can just copy paste it, take a screenshot, put your link, whatever. I've got our calendar for this year in case I ever need to refer to it. Different things that are going on. I've got our outings right here in the schedule. La la la. And then, for example, all the websites that I use, that are saved in your favorites and all of that. And sometimes you get so many favorites, you can't find anything in your favorites list because there's just like 300 favorites and you're like, you just can't see. So I have things like the keeping it in one place, any types of websites that I'm ever going to need to use. I've got the s'mores, the fast wait list, the auto dial login, UEN's website, Canvas, all that kind of cool stuff. Information. Everybody has to get relicensed, right? So start saving all of your stuff for relicensure right here. So when you go to do it, it's all right here, and you can keep track of everything that you've done, all the websites you have to go to. It's all in one place. Um, anyway, there's my notebook. And then for communication, I have different topics like teacher contact. So I know a million times, right? Everyone's like, so what students does Jenny see? What students does Sherry see? Well, I've got a little counselors tab here. So it's just right there with my little notes. And I've got like our staff email list. So you know how if you ever want to email everybody, I just copy pasted this off of somebody who sent an email like Becky. I was like, okay, this email's to everyone. So I've got the list right there if I ever need to do that. Our pictures, teacher clips, staff list, the admin team, which is actually outdated. This is from last year. Do you remember the orientation last year? For teachers, they did this awesome orientation where they had the teams with all their pictures. It was so cool. And while I'm sitting there in the staff call watching this, I'm using my snipping tool and I'm screenshotting what I want to keep and I'm just popping it into my OneNote. So I have that. I've got our extensions list here. I've got John Osborne's social security number. So anyway, and then for students, like anytime someone's like, my student needs this, and someone responds in Trillion, here's the website. Well, I grab that link and I pull it over here and I put it in here. Like, a tutoring email last year. We had tutoring services, so I could get that information to students. The boot camp for learning coaches. I know how to clear your cache is in here, right? Let's see here. Translation services, that was one that came up today. I was like, let me throw that in because if I ever need to contact a student or an LC, it's right there. Let's see. Clear your cache. Boom. Student is having technical issues. Here's how to clear your cache. Boom. Slip them that link right there. So anyway, I have found, the outings. Outings is a big one. There's our outings procedures. There's our marketing sign up. There's where to upload the pictures. This was our back to school night. Every time I got an email that was important, some new information I needed, I just copy pasted it over here in the back to school night folder and I had it all in one place. Kids in the park, etc. PLCs and staff calls. So every time we have a PLC, I keep a little running log here and I take my notes from my PLC right here. Any types of files or anything that we share with each other, I put them in there. Boom, there's my PLC data. I've got it. Staff calls. Yes, every single time we get one of those cute little staff calls, I am copy pasting what I need, the information, Becky's little email. I've got it all in there so I can refer back to that anytime. We've got those Weebly announcements that I'm keeping track of. So we've got that awesome little website. So I know it seems like there's a ton of stuff, but you kind of get used to it. Look at, there's Megan's hotspots. Woohoo! Yeah, so keeping it all organized. And then I have the classes that I teach. So here's like my fine arts class, right? Oh, that's an awesome picture of me. Not. And look at how many weeks do we have every single block? About 9. So I've got mine organized by, here's my Common Core state standards for that class. And I'm going to be going through and highlighting them as I'm going through them to make sure that I cover all my standards. There's not very many of them for art. My announcements, my welcome video, my orientation stuff. And so then like as the blocks go on, I can save all of the stuff that I've used in the past and I can easily go through and go, here's my previous orientations, what I liked about them, didn't like about them, put notes for what I'll do next time, that kind of thing. Week 1, got all that stuff. When I'm leaving my grades, when I like to leave comments for my students, look at that. I've got this. I can reuse this if you're having trouble getting started. So this was a comment that I left in the gradebook for anybody that hasn't done the week 1 test yet. And I put a link. So that goes right in their gradebook. They can check and go, oh, I got a 0 on that week 1 test. Here's the link. I can go take it. Things like that. Awesome possum. Week 2, we started that late start plan. So here's my late start plan. Bam, I could just copy paste that into any email. Anytime someone's like, sending me an email saying, I'm late, I'm behind, da 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 da, I just pop that in there. I also put it in the gradebook for any student that hadn't completed the orientation yet. So they got a 0 on their orientation. They've got a late start plan built right into the gradebook when they click on the grades tab. So they don't even have to go anywhere. So I think that this is just an invaluable tool. It's amazing. DDI stuff. Oh yeah, trackers. Bam, here's all my trackers and there's the link to where I go and do my trackers. So every single week when I get my little email that says, here's the new tracker, I just paste it in here. I'm going to have to make a new one. I'm going to have to make a new one for the 2017-18 school year and start putting my trackers in here. It's kind of nice to have them. You can refer back to them if you ever need to. There's my DDI tracker information. What about my evaluation? There we go. I've got all my 2017 September DDI information right here. Every time I get an email from Desi, I'm just going to pop it right in there so it's all in one place and I have it right there. So I recommend that you give this a try. Evaluation data, bam, there's my standards. Took the time to go through them and put them in here so that I can refer to those standards anytime I want to separately because one of my goals this year was to spend 2 weeks on each of these standards. So like my first 2 weeks of school working on learner development, the next 2 weeks of school I'm working on learning differences. It's just my personal goals to make sure that I'm paying attention to how I can improve my practices. But okay, so like if you have any students on 504s, you can put that information in there if you want to. All my classes. So, testing. Yeah, when we get SAGE testing and all of that information, you get like 18 million different links you have to go to and all kinds of tasks that you need to do. Just put it all in one place. So I hope that this very long video was helpful and inspiring and that you start using OneNote today.